there, guys. Um, this morning I woke up. Pretty much first thing I um turned on YouTube, came across my timeline um about the death of Coolio, who was 59 years old, I believe they said. Now Coolio was back when I was still listening to rap, hip hop, whatever you want to call it. And so, yeah, I remember Coolio. I remember his music and everything. And so, um, you know, I put him up there with the legends. So many of especially the rap legends right now, just seem like they're just, I mean, they're just dropping and it's crazy, you know? Yeah. But, I want to, excuse me, guys, but I wanted to pull up the article that, that I was reading about his passing and everything. I really was trying to find, like a cause of death or something like that. But sometimes they don't, especially when it's a celebrity, a lot of times they keep it hid or they don't want to say or just whatever um, reason they don't want to give for a cause of death or what have you. Um, but there was something as I was reading the article. Uh, and I wanted to find the exact article that I was reading because something in what he said in his words um, really proved my point. It proved a point that I have been making on here and been continuing to make. Um, and here's a black man saying it right out of his own mouth. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to read that part. I'm not going to read everything about him, about his life and career and all that stuff. I mean, we grew up in this time, really in this time still, we know of Coolio, we know his music and stuff like that. But it was something he said right here. This is the article from CNN. Uh, and it said, I'm going to start right here. Speaking to the Los Angeles Times in 1994, he recalled falling into the drug scene, but getting himself out by pursuing a career as a firefighter. First of all, I didn't know that. So that's awesome. And he said, I wasn't looking for a career. I was looking for a way to clean up, a way to escape the drug thing, he told the publication. It was going to kill me, and I knew I had to stop. In firefighting, training was discipline. I needed. In firefighter training was discipline I needed. We ran every day. I wasn't drinking or smoking or doing the stuff I usually did. Uh, Once again, RIP to Coolio. But like I said, it absolutely proves my point. And I keep making the point that when a man has a job, when a man has a responsibility to get up every day and do something, um, he don't have time to run the streets. He don't have time to be in foolishness. He don't have time for drugs and alcohol. Like he don't have time to be doing all of these things that we see that has literally just destroyed and paralyzed the black community. The black community is not the way that it is because of just black people. Please know that it's not that way because black people are there. As a whole, black people are hardworking people. Black people um, are really just like anybody else. They want nice houses, they want nice things, they want to look nice, they want to dress nice, they want to smell nice, they want a nice, clean community as a whole of a people. And I truly believe that. I'm not just making that up or just saying something. I truly believe that. It is the ones that sit around, be degenerate, don't do anything, live off of what everybody else is doing and earning and making and um, living off of, just basically being in the neighborhood, but not doing anything, not contributing positively, not being productive. Those are the people, as I continue to say, that are, like I said, sitting around watching people go in and out their houses, what they doing, what they bringing in, sitting around not doing nothing, just being idle, breaking into people's houses, breaking into cars, committing crimes, selling drugs. I mean, it's sounds cliche and it sounds old fashioned and it sounds maybe like your grandma said it and mama said it, which they all did. An idle mind is definitely the devil's playground, workshop, whichever one it is. It is. It absolutely is because men need to feel needed. Men need to have some type of a purpose. Men need to have some responsibility. There's a reason why there's roles in the male female dynamic. Um, Women ain't just sitting around or being at home or just whatever because they're lazy. Traditionally, women stayed at home to care for the children, to care for their families, to care for their husbands, to keep the house clean, all of those things that was needed as a woman, and including rearing children, taking care of the children, and things like that, is and still it was and still is a full time job. I'm telling you, I have been a stay at home mom, as many of you other ladies I'm sure have as well. And I can tell you from my experience, me personally, I would much rather get up and go on a 8, even a 12-hour job every day and let that be it, other than being a stay at home mom. And I'm not saying that because there's anything wrong with it. I'm not saying anything about it, even to bash or say negativity to those who are stay at home moms. I'm saying it because I found personally it is the hardest. It is absolutely the hardest job. You never get a break. Literally, you never get a break. You are on 24 hours a day when you are a stay at home mom and wife. Because it ain't about the children. We already know. You're married, that go the other 12 hours in the day. I'm just saying. So, like I said, I'm not making it, trying to make it negative or anything like that at all. I think being able to be a stay-at-home mom, if that's your choice, and if you can do that, um, it's a beautiful thing. It is an absolutely beautiful thing. But um, I mean, we have roles. So there you got the stay-at-home mom, the stay-at-home, or not, forgive me, not stay-at-home dad. That woman had that role of doing that, like I said, because it's a full-time job. Um, and when the men got up, went to work, paid the bills, and did all those things because the woman was at home, that's what was needed because somebody was going to have to keep stuff on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, things have changed through the years, of course. We know things have changed. But um, when those people are focused on exactly what they need to do, and I'm really talking about the men, when the men are focused on getting up, they have a purpose. They have a family. Family gives a man purpose. It really does. Um, it's really sad that, there is this culture in the black community where men just pop out babies and just leave them. Because if they popped out the babies and took care of the families, I think even that would change the black community tremendously. Tremendously. It is the idleness, the sitting around, jump to woman, jump to woman, jump to one. And it's just like, that's your job. Like, that's what you're doing all day long. And just sitting around, not doing nothing all day. It's not productive. It's not good for a man. It really puts him in that helpless, in that feeling of despair, and it leads to anger, and it leads to frustration and all these things when he just sit around and just make excuses, or just sit around and just don't want to do it, just hanging out with boys all day like that. Come on, that's not purpose. That's not purpose at all. Any man, like I just said, I'm gonna cut the video off, that gets up every day with a job, with a purpose, with something to do, a responsibility, is much more productive in our communities, as we saw with what Coolio said. Being a firefighter gave him a purpose. He said it gave him discipline. Do you see what I'm saying? And so a job gives you discipline. I don't give you working at McDonald's. It gives you discipline because you got to get up at a certain time. You got to be there for a certain amount of hours. You got to do things the way that that job wants you to do things. It's structure. It's structure, which is another thing men need. You know what I'm saying? Um, Once again, sitting around all day, being idle, nothing to do, it puts these men in a very bad predicament, situation, whatever. And this is why I continue to say that our boys, in this generation, however we can save them, as young as we can save them, need to bring back skills. We need to bring back that skilled labor. We need to bring, or put in our boys the responsibility of getting up, going to work. Even if you don't tell them about marriage and all of it, whatever, you don't tell them about that, that's fine. But you do need to tell them about condoms and getting girls pregnant, and that all that comes with that. I think that needs to be a situation. Uh, so if they want to get up and have a job and be responsible and never get married or whatever, all that's their choice. That's well and fine. But at the end of the day, men need a purpose. Men need something to do, and I really believe that idleness, it's just not good. It is not good at all, and I believe Coolio proved my point in what he said. So, you guys, let me know what you think. Hit the notification bell so that you'll know. Each time I load a new video, hit all notifications. And you guys, leave me a comment. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And until the next video, we'll see you next time.